Welcome to Pub Talk, the unofficial, official craft beer podcast of Oklahoma, where we're all about the 3 Bs, beer, buddies, and bullshit. I'm Jeremy, and with me as always is a cat who will drink all the beer from here to Iraq, Michael.
Hello.
And we have the pleasure of being joined today by Tyler Palmer of Pearl Brewery Tours. We're going to chat all about that, Tulsa craft beer, and just have a damn good time. Then we're going to hop aboard his bus for a Saturday afternoon full of delicious craft beer, friends, and fun. Make sure to hit up our website, pubtalkpodcast.com, subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you download your podcast so you never miss an episode, and hit up pearlbrewerytours.com for all the info, FAQs, and to book your brewery tour today. All right, let's get started. So first, I just got to say we're recording in Cabin Boys, beautiful tap room, so thanks to those guys for hosting us. And we're drinking some of their delicious beer as well. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. That's awesome.
Absolutely. We like to start anytime we have somebody on the show just kind of with the backstory of how you got into what you're doing and that kind of thing.
I was in a similar position, I think, to most everyone that has a job that has a boss. I hated it and would drink good craft beer to relieve that situation.
Sure.
Yeah. So one day my dad and I are sitting at Dead Armadillo doing what any two guys do when they drink a lot, is come up with world problem-solving ideas, one right after another. And so we were talking about how cool it would be if Tulsa had a tour system. All other cool cities have one.
Yeah.
There's been breweries popping up, it seemed like every couple months for a while, so someone at the other table overheard us talking about that, came over and were like, hey, we're from out of town. We heard about that brewery tour company. That'd be really cool. Do you have the name or number of that?
Oh, that's awesome.
We're like, oh, crap. We could have let this one go, but There's obviously 5 people that would do this right now. And that was September of last year.
Okay.
And just couldn't quit talking about it. Couldn't let it go for months until left my job, bought the bus, and started talking to all the breweries and saying, hey, what would this look like if I did it, and getting their advice.
Sure.
So I would like to say that a lot of it was my own genius and planning and whatnot, but it was really a lot of the brewers in Tulsa giving me some advice on, what they would want as a partner and their advice. And so, then just really jumped into it. Didn't know if it would work or how it was going to go well, but, if you're driving people to beers, it's kind of hard for them not to have a great time.
Oh, yeah.
So, I planned for the absolute worst. Like, I thought there would be people making messes on the bus, people getting loud and fighting each other, people getting lost, all these terrible things. And so far, it's been great. I haven't had any incident.
That's awesome.
People that drink good beer are usually good people. So it's been a relatively smooth situation since the go.
Yeah. Maybe if you were doing a tour of hole-in-the-wall bars and Coors Light drinkers, maybe it'd be a different story.
The most dynamic person I've come across so far is the maybe 40 to 55-year-old guy that doesn't get out often to drink anymore. That is like letting a man loose. Like, they have
caged animals.
Yeah, they have so much more fun on the tour and don't need any coaxing to, like, hey man, really let loose. I'm driving you around. Let's have a great time. They're 100% from the start to finish. So it's been really fun. There's not a thing to complain about yet.
That's awesome.
What are some of the biggest challenges you faced in getting the company going?
Computers. Like setting up scheduling, being able to take tickets online. This isn't 20 years ago where a phone and you are a business, so everything has to be handled online. And it's just me currently, so I'm my own accountant, I'm my own IT nerd, all of the things.
Awesome.
So that's been a learning experience. I wouldn't say it's necessarily been super challenging, but that's been the area I had the least knowledge of going into it.
Okay.
But I mean, the brewers have been super helpful on giving tours when I bring people through, making sure the schedule works out, being good to my people. I mean, the actual work of it, the tour, the 4 hours that we're out doing the job is the easiest part of it.
Awesome.
If I could do that 7 days a week, I would. Just not a lot of people want to drink on Mondays these days, fortunately.
Do you have a favorite tour stop? I know that's maybe like asking you to pick a favorite child or something like that, but
I love all of the breweries completely equal,
sure.
Right on.
Wink, wink,
And-
wink.
and all of their beer is my favorite.
That's right. Ours too. Wink, wink.
So I don't have a problem saying it because I can give a good enough reason that people can't get too mad at me. Marshall's will always be my favorite.
Ditto.
It was the first tap room my dad and I drank at. It's right down the block from me. I tell people I think I've probably watched more Thunder games on the couch in their old tap room than I have my couch in my living room. So I've put time in there, and so it's like mom's cooking to me.
Sure.
Like it might not even be the best cooking, but it tastes like comfort.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be really difficult to overthrow Marshall's
Yeah.
and their wide variety in my book. So that's the perennial one.
Right.
I feel like. Then after that, man, it's that at this point, I don't feel like we've got a bad brewery yet. I think Tulsa's really lucky that it's been very good quality so far.
Yeah.
And so it makes it easy to be able to take people to any stop because I don't feel like I'm giving you a budget place or giving you like a subpar experience.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to Cabin Boys because the Bearded Theologian is,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I filter a lot of that through during the week. But yeah, I mean, we've been lucky that there's been a new brewery opening every month or so for the last 6 or 7 months,
Yeah.
it feels like. So it's hard to even get used to any place since because everybody gets a new beer occasionally, and now there's just a new one all the time. So yeah, it's hard to get set and comfortable and familiar with everybody just because there's a lot going on.
There really is.
So speaking of the beer that you filtered throughout the week, do you remember your first craft beer and maybe a favorite that you like to drink on?
I never know what the definition of craft is because I feel like sometimes you say it and a real beer geek gets onto you because they've been bought by InBev or whatever.
Yeah.
The first not Miller Lite product that I had that I remember I was like, hey, like this has a lot of flavor in it. This is weird. Was Killian's Red.
Oh, right.
Like so that was my first beer that wasn't High Life or Bud Light that kind of became a favorite. And I don't really feel like that's necessarily craft, but it was definitely my first out of the box one and kind of got things going. And then probably Blue Moon.
Okay.
That was just so stinking popular everywhere, throwing orange in it. So those two probably got me started. I know for a fact the first local one that lit me on fire was a Prairie Bomb. The first time I had that, I was like, "Oh my god!
Yeah.
Like this is something."
It's called Bomb for a reason.
Yeah. And then I think by the second and a half one, like, hey, I should read this bottle because I think I'm taking a nap. Like this is
Yeah, we learned that the hard way too. That 13% will hit you.
yeah. I think it's great that they sell them in a 4-pack, but I don't ever see that it's more than 3 and a nap.
Right.
So yeah, Prairie got me locally hooked, I think.
Okay, right on. do you have any like fun stories, anecdotes, whatever from driving around? I imagine some crazy shit happens on the bus.
So I've got a couple tallies going. People flashing while on tour.
Oh.
That's at 3. Three sets of chests.
Okay, so 6.
All of those being males over the age of about 65.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah. Some of the things you can't really do market research for are how many old guys are going to get rowdy on your tour. So that was a learning experience, 100%. The only thing close to an incident was on my first night, first tour. Had family and friends, made it easy on myself. You know, we'll take people that are going to have a good time and fill out Google reviews, so have that set up. Took them through, had a great time, kind of learned the ropes a little bit. Went to Fuel 66 afterwards for celebratory good times.
Yeah.
And we were all taking a picture together, and we're sitting on the stage that they've got in the back, and one of my family's friends was sitting next to me and went to cross her leg for the picture. Maybe she had a few beers that day.
Maybe.
We'll never know. But in that motion of crossing her legs, lost her balance, leaned back and kicked me square in the face. So, like, that's what worried me for the rest of the business. I'm like, okay, first day out, I get kicked in the freaking head. I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
Bring a helmet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So then that worried me for the rest of the time until the next tour. I'm like, oh, God, like, what? Is it going to be like this every weekend? But, yeah, thankfully that's been the biggest altercation that's happened.
Okay.
For the most part, it's kind of funny. The first 2 stops, people get to know each other.
Sure.
You know, if they're not already all friends, they're getting to know each other. Maybe they're meeting, sitting next to each other. Maybe in the breweries. Yeah. The 3rd and 4th stop, we're all friends.
Oh.
I hate to like categorize the tour like I've got it all figured out, but 3rd and 4th, we all love each other.
Yeah.
People think my jokes are great by then. People are telling me like, "You do great, man. Man, you make this tour great." Everybody wants to drive to Mexico together. It's pretty great.
Nice.
So I see you're about to take a tour to Oklahoma City coming up on Friday.
Yeah.
Is there anything to tell us about that? Or if you have any plans to go back to Oklahoma City?
So I got to partner up with Zoo Brew, which is a similar situation to Conservation on Tap at the Tulsa Zoo.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to sell tickets, take a group from here to there. I think they've got 40 some odd beer vendors. Sample as much as you can handle, and then I will drive us all back.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. It's a pretty solid situation.
Right.
It's a bummer that I'm the driver.
Right.
But yeah, I'd love to be able to do more things like that. I've got some Thunder tickets I'm going to give away in the future, so I'll probably, somebody would be down for that. I'll drive them out there. I've had people ask me if we could do a beer tour and take them to a OU game or a OSU game.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, the options are kind of endless when you're just wanting to have a good time and you've got that big people mover.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited for that Subaru situation. That's going to be a good time. So I hope to make that a regular, not regular since it's a once a year thing, but schedule in with that every year.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to hit some of the outlying breweries like Iron Monk and Fat Toad and some of those that are kind of...
Honestly, I don't even want to admit it. I haven't even been to Fat Toad yet.
I haven't either.
Oh, well then,
Yeah.
you guys shouldn't have admitted that.
Oh, well, you know.
I've been to everything in Tulsa and Broken Arrow. Also, Broken Arrow is on the top lists of favorites.
Okay.
They don't make anything that isn't delicious. But yeah, I haven't even personally made it out there, so I would never drive a stranger out there before I've had their beer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I can't let somebody have a beer before me. I can't facilitate that, so.
Shit, I got to get there tomorrow.
That being said, once today's over, if you guys need me to drive you out there, maybe we'll go do that on a day and make an event out of it.
Okay. Right on. I guess Iron Monk would fit in with the Stillwater thing too, if you wanted to go to like an OSU. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've been a while back, but in the last year, all I've done is do Tulsa breweries.
Drive around Tulsa.
Yeah, I haven't even been to the Gathering Place. I don't know anything of what Tulsa offers besides beer.
Well,
so someday I plan to tone that down and like go to a movie and, and see what the Gathering Place is about and things. But I know all about new release beers. Down on that.
Right.
Basically, the priorities I always hoped to have is know my local beer and maybe something else.
The best priority.
That sounds like a great life plan to me.
Right.
Yeah, no insurance, but it's the best benefit package I could ever hope for.
Is there a brewery in planning that you're really looking forward to adding into the rotation?
Yes. So I follow 3 or 4 online and Instagram and such that are coming soon. The one that I've tried and am most excited for Tulsa and myself is New Era.
Right on.
Their building is going to be huge and sounds like amazing. And for gluten-free beer, it is damn fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know a ton, but I base that off Red Bridge.
Okay.
That's just about the only gluten-free
one.
beer I've had that, and it's terrible. It's not good. Can't remember the guy's first name. John Neff? Joe Neff? Mr. Neff? Their main brewer over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've only interacted with them at beer festivals, if that tells you anything about my memory. So,
good times were had. So yeah, I'm super excited for them because I think there's a big part of the community that has gluten allergies and situations and doesn't get to be a part of the growing Tulsa beer community, and their beer does not suck.
Yeah.
I totally love it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm super excited for them to join in and kind of be able to help out with that. OK Distilling is within walking distance of Cabin Boys, and they're going to be a part of the rotation. Just because they offer everything that's not beer. They'll have cider, mead, all of their distilled products. So I think that'll be a...
They don't have a tap room or I guess whatever the equivalent would be for a distillery right now, do they?
I don't know how it's all going to be set up.
Okay.
They'll have like a... I guess you can't call it a beer garden because they won't have beer.
Right.
A cider garden? I don't know what that word is, but they'll have that. And within walking distance, I think it'll be great to be able to have a beer, walk over there, and have all of the different things. This is going to be a happening block.
Yeah, oh my God. And with the
Even more
announcement
so.
of American Solera yesterday, it's like, oh my God, another one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're taking the ugliest building on the block, and they don't do anything that isn't beautiful. So it's going to be the spot to be.
So do you have besides the group you're leading today, do you have a favorite tour group?
What?
A favorite tour group that you've taken out?
Yeah, so I had... They told me on the phone before I ever met them or picked them up that it was an old man bachelor party. So obviously that's the most worrisome group possible is a bachelor party. I'm sure we've all been on one. It's terrible. By the end of it, it's the nicest way to put it is a shit show. So, old guy group, like, this will be great. They're calm. Most of them are, 50s and 60s, and their buddies getting married. This is going to be smooth sailing. I don't think I've been harassed more in my entire life than by that group. Everybody was, we give wooden nickels out for your beer samples.
Yeah.
Okay.
At every stop, one of them's trying to distract me, and the other one take more samples or take more nickels. Jeremy at Welltown gave us a tour, and they just harassed him the whole time. It was like having 14 old crazy uncles all together at full force while drinking. It was a blast, and the time moved really quickly, but I felt like I had to be on point, paying attention because they were gonna. I feel like they'd have stole the bus. If they could have got the keys, I swear they'd have left me behind and taken it over.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's probably been the quote unquote worst situation I've had is a bunch of guys that had a really great time. And, you know, being a relatively young guy, they felt like they could pull the wool over me at every single opportunity.
Yeah.
And then, you know, all the old stories of when they were young and handsome and all the ladies in their
Of
life,
course.
etc. So,
Naturally, yeah.
got a few of those stories out of them.
I'm going to guess some of the flashers were on that tour.
Ding, ding, ding. Yep, that was round. That was first check mark on flashing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they really set a precedent on when next time I hear old man bachelor party, I don't know how to plan for it, but I will try.
So what are some things that people can expect on their first tour? 'Cause I'm sure they're going to stop listening to this and get on your website.
Hopefully. So we always do one walkthrough, more if possible with scheduling that. Those things change day to day, tour to tour, also based on where we're going. But I like to make sure that we get one part education. You know, not everybody, you guys probably know plenty of this, but not everybody knows how a beer gets in your glass.
Right.
So I like to educate them on that. That has to happen early because by the time you drink for 2 hours, it's impossible to listen to me or learn whatsoever.
Right.
So we try to do that early on, kind of get the schoolwork process out of it. You know, learn about the brewery, learn about the business. And then from there, I basically try to be their waiter for the rest of the day. So you guys sit back, have a good time, enjoy where we're at, and, you know, let me get the glasses for you, let me get your next beer, giving suggestions,
Awesome.
telling terrible jokes that are only funny because you're drinking and you feel obligated to
You're
laugh.
the best.
Absolutely. It's great to bring in your own audience for your comedy tour. And then, give them, you just got to feel it out. Some groups are going to want the knowledge of, you know, when did this place open? Tell me about how this beer gets made, when, you know, things like that. Some want to just have a great time. They've got a babysitter, and they just want to enjoy themselves and experience some of what they heard about. So I would say no two tours are exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's a process in some situations, but for the most part, you just got to give people what they want. But October 1, when all of the beer laws change and finally Oklahoma can be 21 years old, our tours won't just be 4 hours long.
Okay.
So right now, since everybody closes at 9, we kind of have a bedtime because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So once that changes, the tours won't be a 4-hour tour. They'll be a 4-stop tour.
Okay.
And
That's awesome.
we just go until you're done, basically. Spend more time at the breweries, hang out longer. You know, a lot of times Dead Armadillo will have music on the weekends.
Sure.
They've got a great backyard area. Hang out longer there. So the pace will slow down a lot at that point. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't like rushing people at any point.
Yeah.
And when you're drinking, time moves quick anyway.
Yeah.
So that 1 hour can move pretty quick, and that'll give me more time to be able to go to some of the outliers.
Right.
I don't get to visit Broken Arrow with tours as much as I'd like to. Also, a shout out to Pippin's at High Gravity.
Yeah.
They've been making beer longer than anybody else in Tulsa. They don't make anything that isn't fantastic.
Yep.
So I'd like to introduce people there more often.
Yeah.
And that'll help out once we have a little bit more time to hang out on the bus. We're also legal to drink on the bus. Not we as myself included.
Sure.
That's still a pretty hard no so far.
Until they get that self-driving bus.
Exactly. Yeah. What's the guy? Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Once I have $1 million to have a 20-passenger self-driving bus, that's going to be the
There
day.
you go.
Until then, I abstain. But so I encourage people to, grab a 6 or 4 pack or grab a growler at one of the stops and enjoy that on the road if we've got a little bit of a drive. I usually keep water and Gatorade and snacks on board that are complimentary. Just make sure that people don't have a good time too quick.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, every tour ends up being its own unique animal.
Right on.
I can't say family friendly because you can't bring anyone under 21, but it is definitely an environment where everybody can have a good time. From the bachelor party to also something that if you invite your family, you're not going to feel embarrassed by it getting like out of hand and wild, and now your mom doesn't love you because you invited her on this crazy party bus. It's a good time.
If you haven't had to clean puke up yet, you're doing good. So right?
So, yeah, exactly. No one has qualified for the messy bus waiver in the little form, so I can't complain
Right on. That's awesome.
about that at all.
So do you have any upcoming events or anything you want to promote or pimp out?
The next local event, I don't know if I've got the date, but the next local thing that I'm doing besides take Tulsa people to the Zubru event is Friday night of Oktoberfest, and then Saturday until about 4 or 5, I will be running the shuttle from Dead Armadillo to Oktoberfest.
Oh, awesome.
So, I bet you guys have been to Oktoberfest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The parking
I think
is...
so.
Yeah, the parking is whatever your favorite curse word is.
Right.
Like, it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And you can drink on my shuttle, and it's a lot more fun. So I know that there's some shuttles in town, and that's awesome. But yeah, if you want to go to Dead Armadillo, park there, have a beer, I'll drive you out there. And we're also going to give out some coupons for discounted things, like cheaper tour tickets in the future, and then Dead Armadillo's, I think, going to give away a free beer pass. Okay. So you can come in that next month and get a free beer when you visit. Yeah. So super excited about that. Kind of a different, it's not a tour, just helping people facilitate for a good beer weekend.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's very cool.
So feel free to come along, guys, if you are going to go to Oktoberfest. I don't know if you're into that or not, but
So your social media, where can people find you? At Pearl Brewery Tours?
PearlBreweryTours.com, @ Pearl Brewery Tours, which is a lot easier to say once you've had a beer. When you try to pronounce Pearl Brewery Tours, there's too many syllables in there sometimes. So have a beer, and that's how it's said. We've been really successful with our before and after pictures.
Yeah, those are awesome.
It's a pretty good
Cabin
time.
Boys ones in particular.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even mention that. That was probably one of the rowdier tours.
Yeah,
we went to
looked like
8
it.
breweries that day. They were a blast. But yeah, 8 breweries in a day.
Oh, man.
It's hard to make it through the day. So yeah, we did that 2 nights in a row, and that was a good ass time. So I hope to get to do that with the other breweries in town and like take their personnel and kind of introduce them to the places that they don't get to go to as much.
Yeah.
It's good times.
All right. Well, I think that's all we've got. So thank you for joining us.
If you guys are excited about it, it's about time for you guys to get to go and do it.
I know.
Like now you know what you're in for. Now we get to go do that.
Yep. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man. Yes. We're going to drink all the beer. Thanks for joining us, and thanks in advance for putting up with whatever dumb shit we're about to say for the next 4 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say, the recording devices get turned off now.
Yep.
Awesome, guys. Thanks.
Thanks.
That guy said, don't let the door hit in the vagina on the way out. That was hilarious.
Good idea.
That's going to do it for another round of Pub Talk. If you enjoyed what you heard today, hit us up on pretty much all of the social media platforms at Pub Talk Podcast, or you can find us on the web at pubtalkpodcast.com. Don't forget to hit up pearlbrewerytours.com to book the funnest 4 hours you could possibly have on a weekend, and that's no bullshit. You won't regret it. And remember, folks, there's never anything too big or hard in life that you can't handle it over a few beers with your good friends. So until next time, just chill to the next episode.